This is very indicative of what's happening in healthcare going forward. Probably the story of the day. So Obama speaking at the Democratic National Committee fundraiser on Thursday night, last night, and they asked him about healthcare, and he's going to talk about that. And he says, first, I think it's very important for us to have a methodical, open process over the next several weeks, and then let's go ahead and make a decision. All right, warning sign number one. Instead of saying, let's push forward now, as he has said at the State of the Union, et cetera, right, as he said publicly, right, at this fundraiser to Democrats, somewhat privately, although now it's in the papers, he's saying, well, let's take a couple of weeks, let's reflect on this, let's be methodical. That's a warning sign that they're not going to do it now. So healthcare is off the table. They're going to do other things and then come back to healthcare, maybe. Now remember, originally it was reported that Rahm Emanuel laid out the timeline and put healthcare fourth. Now whenever we do a story on Rahm Emanuel, they always say, oh, you don't like Rahm Emanuel. Oh, I don't know what reporters you got this from. Oh, I bet that's not right. I bet Rahm Emanuel and Barack Obama are going to fight for health care reform. And we are always proven right. And we're proven right again. Turns out, yeah, Obama doesn't want to do health care now. So now, more quotes. Now, he said, but as I said at the State of the Union, I think we should be very deliberate, take our time. We're going to be moving a jobs package forward over the next several weeks. That's the thing that most urgent right now in the minds of Americans all across the country. So health care reform, maybe, maybe not. I'll come back to it later, okay? And then here's Robert Gibbs backing that up, saying, there's nothing on the block right now, but I think this just goes to the president continuing to want to hear ideas. I want to continue to hear ideas on healthcare. All we've done is listen to ideas for the last year on healthcare. No, that's a code word for we're not going to do it. It doesn't mean that they're never going to do it, but they're certainly not going to do it now. And if they put it on the back burner, the chance of it getting done are much, much lower. This could be an absolute surrender, that they're not going to do healthcare at all. Now here comes, I think, the most important quote. Here's Obama. And it may be that if Congress decides we're not going to do it, even after all the facts are laid out, all the options are clear, then the American people can make a judgment as to whether this Congress has done the right thing for them or not. And that's how democracy works. There will be elections coming up, and they'll be able to make a determination and register their concerns one way or the other during election time. Okay, well, that's critical. Let me translate that for you if you don't speak politician speak. Okay, what he's saying is maybe we don't do health care and then we blame it on the Republicans that we couldn't get it done and we run on that during the elections. And then if we can beat it more Republicans and get more Democrats in, then we'll be in a better position to do health care. If they're going to wait to do health care until after the 2010 election, then the chance of health care getting done has shrunk to nearly non-existent now. I mean, they had brought the ball so far, and a lot of what they did I didn't agree with, and I didn't like that Senate package at the end. But they brought it all the way to the goal line, and now they're going to let it go. And they're going to go do not just jobs bill, which is understandable, but all their other priorities, and they're going to make it an election issue. But we didn't get health care done is, in my mind, not a great election issue. Okay, now look, the only upside to it is it might be signaling that they're going to start to put the Republicans more on the spot. And that's something I'm in favor of. And ironically, that might lead to getting health care done. So if they say to the Republicans, hey, look, this is what we're going to run on in the elections. You stopped health care. What I said earlier, I mean, they'll never be as tough as what I say. It's easier for me, of course. I'm not in politics. I'm a talk shows, right? But remember what I said earlier. What they should say is, look, Chuck Grassley killed health care. So if you are denied because you have a pre-existing condition in Iowa, and Chuck Grassley did that to you, you don't have health coverage because of Chuck Grassley. If you have a family member who's got cancer and they get denied coverage because of the rescission, Chuck Grassley did that. And if she dies, it was Chuck Grassley who helped in that process, okay? Now, if they put the Republicans in that kind of spot, then all of a sudden, the Republicans might be a little bit more inclined to vote for health care if they think they're going to lose their elections based on that. So I don't mind that strategy. Obviously, I like that strategy if they're tough enough to actually do it. But this idea of putting it off until after the 2010 election, if they use the 2010 election to get it done, to threaten the Republicans so they get their votes, great. But if their strategy is, well, we'll kind of half-heartedly do that and then wait till after the election, that's a bad strategy. And then so healthcare won't get done. And so that's, if you were hoping for healthcare reform in the country, obviously very, very disappointing news.